Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be changing the lower gear oil on these 200 V6 Mercuries. This will be the same process you do on the 175s all the way up to the V8s. It's very simple and easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, a few things you're going to need to do this is a 1 1/16 socket. That's what's going to get your prop off. We got new seals, and it should take probably just one of these because I got twins. I got 2 bottles, but I do have a little extra just in case if one bottle won't do it. And that's where we're going to get started. We're going to take the prop off, which will expose the drain. We need a block of wood. Helps hold the prop still. That was just too easy there. It's always good to check this at least once a year, particularly if you frequent areas where they do a lot of fishing. You want to check, make sure you don't have any fishing line wrapped up around your shaft there, because that can blow out your rear seal and you can lose oil. So I got some parts here. I'm going to set them aside. Washer. I can tell I've been in here before because of the color of that grease. This should come off here. Might have to just give it a little tap, but you got your drain is down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our drain out first, and then we're going to release this so that it actually will drain much better. It's pretty thick stuff in there. Okay, so this comes off. All right, that does come off, and so now you can see, you want to look carefully down in here, make sure you don't have any braid, fishing line. There's a seal up in there, and it's important that you make sure that it's not damaged. Alright, so we're here at the drain. 10mm socket will get that, or if you need if you have a flathead screwdriver. I have the motor tilted up a little bit, and just so if stuff doesn't come out, it's not gonna come out with any force. Okay, it didn't take much effort there to get that. So I'm just going to loosen it just a hair. I'm going to get my pan ready. I'm going to tilt the motor down, and then once I'm ready, I'm going to open that up. The oil will probably just come down, go into the pan. Then I'm going to release this guy here, which will allow air to enter, and it'll drain more freely. Okay, I have it now tilted all the way down. I'm going to release the drain. And here it comes. I'm checking this. I don't see any metal shavings or anything on there. You kind of want to look for that to see. It still has the little gasket on there, the seal. I'm going to set that aside. That oil's nice and black. If it looked like chocolate milk, like a milkshake, that would be an indicator that maybe I have a failed seal and water's now getting in. It'll probably come out much faster now. Than releasing this one, we will see. Gonna let it drain for a while. Okay, I got them both draining now. As you can see, this one's really starting to come out, but it does take time, so be patient. You know, plan on letting them drain for a good while. Now something I want to touch on real quick, and that's this part here, okay, which will be the first part to go back on. Now that part I believe is bronze, at least that's what it looks like. I think it's kind of soft, and you know, when it comes to removing that off the shaft, it can be a little tricky. Sometimes it's really doesn't even feel like it's supposed to come off, all right, but it is supposed to come off, and it's a little tricky to get off. And just tap on it ever so slightly with maybe just a little rubber mallet to kind of free it up, and then you can use a big screwdriver to get behind it. But you want to be very careful that you don't damage your casing, you know, if you're doing something like this. But that's what I've noticed, is that that particular part is probably the most tricky part of the whole procedure. So just keep that in mind. And this will allow for when I go to use the pump, I'll be able to access this little fill hole there, because you're going to fill that, and as the oil rises, it's going to come up, and then it'll begin to come out of here, the top hole. So we'll be getting to that here shortly, but I want to give these 2 units time to drain. Okay, I'm going to replace the seals. New seals here, old seal there. Going to replace them, and pretty soon this thing should be done. We're still draining. As you can see, there's more oil still coming out. I'm going to let it continue to drain probably for at least 20 minutes more until it begins to stop. Now we seem to have like a pretty even flow coming out. Cleaning this up real good here. Get all that old grease off, because we're going to be putting new grease on. Matter of fact, we're going to be using this here, that's 101 with Teflon. Get you some of that. We'll be putting that on. I'll be doing this last after I actually refill it, right before the prop goes on. That way I don't get anything in it. Okay, so I've got my my pump hooked up on my gear lube. Goes up, and as you can see, it just kind of screws in. Now there are different sizes, and like this one here, that was for my little Yamaha motor on the Whaler, but this one is for the Mercury's, and all you really need is like 1 full turn or a couple turns. You don't need to like torque it down or anything. So now we're going to start pumping the new oil in. I just try to go at a nice kind of slow pace so it gets completely filled. I did raise up the front of the boat a little bit with the tongue jack on the trailer to get as much of the old oil out as possible. I'm just going to gradually, just nice and easy. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to let it just kind of run a little bit. Move some of that old oil out. Get some of the air out. Oop. Still kind of loose there. There we go. Just gotta give it a little extra. There. All right. And now for this joker here, you always want to put that top one up in there first. Gotta get ready there. I don't want to over tighten, I just want to snug it. 101 here. Okay, now we got the shaft lubed up. We're going to go back in the same order we went in. This guy goes back on here, just like so. Make sure that's on there. Now we're ready for our propeller. It's got some teeth in here. Actually, the teeth are there. We just got to kind of match it up on there, just like so. Yeah. Looks good. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Okay. So, put this joker back on. There's some little teeth that kind of, where it kind of lays in there. We have a little bit of that Teflon grease on the threads from when we lubed up the shaft. Okay. Time for crescent. Once again, just not getting crazy here. Just got to make sure everything is seated properly, not over tightened. I'm going to check that here in just a moment. Once I tilt the engine up, it'll be a little easier. I don't have any play in there. It looks pretty good. You can see what I'm talking about. These little teeth in here have to match up. And we're just going to snug it up. Don't want to over tighten. It's a pretty big. There you go. So you got to bend the tabs in. Got to bend these tabs in so that that nut won't be able to loosen up. All right, so these tabs, I just kind of snugged them up. You kind of like bend them up to the nut there. That way the nut won't. It helps save the nut, save your prop. But you want to make sure you don't have any play in here and no back and forth movement. Just kind of snugged up, and there you have it. That's how you change your lower gear oil on a V6 Mercury, 200, 250, 225, I think even the 175, any V6. I think that's pretty much the same routine there and how you do it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.